I think till now all the students have joined. So good morning again to all those who have joined late and 12th accountancy class chapter 4, and already we have done with the liquidity ratios, solvency ratios and turnover ratios we started in the previous class, and we did only one turnover ratio, that is inventory turnover ratio. And I had given you some questions too, so you can first match your answers fast. I'm giving you just 2 minutes. Example number 72, which I had given you an assignment. So their total sales 2,20,000, sales return 20,000, GP 50,000, closing inventory 60,000. Excess of closing inventory over opening inventory 20,000. So closing inventory is 20,000 more than the opening inventory. So here we can easily find out the opening inventory, as closing inventory is 60,000, which is 20,000 more than the opening inventory. So opening inventory will be 40,000. Very simple. By making the equation, you can also solve. Opening inventory is 40,000. And in inventory turnover ratio, the formula cost of RFO upon average inventory. So how to calculate the cost of RFO? That is the net sales minus GP. Three formulas I had given you. So here net sales we can find out, and GP is also given. So tell me please, whose answer is correct? Fast. अगर कुछ incorrect है तो you can ask in chat window. I'll be explaining that particular portion of the question which is incorrect. If not, then give me your feedback that your answer is correct so that I can go on the next question. Okay. Okay, students. Next question was 73, in which rupees 2 lakh is the cost of RFO, which is already given. So it will be easy. Inventory turnover ratio is given 8 times. So inventory in the beginning is 1.5 times more than the inventory at the end. 1.5 times more than. Okay. So understand the important note given upside of this question. There is a difference between the statements closing inventory was 2 times that of the opening inventory. Closing inventory was 2 times that of the opening inventory means if the opening inventory is X, then the closing inventory will be 2X. But here it is written that the closing inventory was 2 times more than that of in the beginning. 2 times more. When 2 times more is written, then we have to first do the 2 times, then plus the closing inventory. So the equation will be 2x plus x. So it is written only closing inventory was 2 times, then just double. 3 times, then just do the triple. But if it is written 2 times more, more here means addition. It means it is 2 times plus the opening inventory, whichever we have taken as X. So in this question, I'm reading the statement again. Cost of RFO is given as well as inventory turnover ratio is given. So what you have to find out, the opening and the closing inventory. This question, this type of question has come many times in board exams. So understand it clearly so that there is no confusion. So two variables of the ratio are given. First of all, we will be putting the values in the formula. Inventory turnover ratio is 8. 8 means 8 upon 1. And cost of RFO is given 2 lakh average inventory. So by doing cross multiplication you all know. So 8 is equal to 2 lakh upon average inventory. So by doing cross multiplication, average inventory will be equal to 8 average inventory is equal to 2 lakh, cross multiply, then average inventory will be 2 lakh upon 8, which is equal to 25,000. But here we have find out only the average inventory, but we need to know the opening and closing inventory. So to find out the opening and closing inventory, we have to make the equation. What is the equation? Read the second line of the question. Inventory in the beginning is 1.5 times more than the inventory at the end. Inventory in the beginning is 1.5 times more than the inventory at the end. More than is mentioned. So we will be assuming here closing inventory. Suppose the closing inventory is X. So what will be the opening inventory? 1.5x plus x. Why plus x? Because it is written that 1.5 times. So x multiplied by 1.5, more than is also written. So plus x. If more than is written, then x will be added. If it is only written 1.5 times, then it will be 1.5x. So am I clear with this thing? If more than is written, then x will be added. If more than is not written, only 2 times, 3 times is there, then we have to just multiply it by 2 or 3. But in this statement, 1.5 times more than the inventory. So opening inventory will be x plus 1.5x. So now we have to just make the equation, and mathematically we have to solve this equation. We know the formula for average inventory is opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2, which is equal to 25,000 average inventory. So closing inventory was x, and the opening inventory x plus 1.5x upon 2 is equal to 25,000. Again, by cross multiplying, we will be getting 3.5x is equal to 50,000. Then x is equal to 50,000 upon 3.5, which is equal to 14,286 approx. If it is coming in points, then you have to remove the points by doing the approximation. Then opening inventory is 1.5 times of this plus x. The equation for the opening inventory was x plus 1.5x. Now put the value of x in the above equation and you will find the answer, which is 35,715. Tell me whose answer is correct. Yes, students, tell me whose answer is correct. Very good. Vaibhav Sharma, Varun Bhatia. And who else? Yes, Priyanshi. Chapter is very easy. The only thing required is the practice. If you are just doing 3-4 questions on daily basis, we will be doing only one topic. And if you people are doing 3-4 questions, whichever I am giving to you, you will be able to do the chapter. If you people are thinking that we will do in last, whole of the chapter in last, then you will not be able to do even a single question. So make sure on daily basis you are doing the question. So the next question, before going to today's topic, the next question for assignment was cash RFO is given. Cash RFO, cash revenue from operations means cash sales. Then credit RFO is given, which is 1,50,000. Then gross profit is 25% on cost. Did I given you this question in assignment, students? Please tell me. Did I give you this question in assignment? Illustration number 74. Okay. So credit revenue from operations 1,50,000. Cash revenue is 50,000. So by adding these two, find out the total RFO, which is 2 lakh. 50,000 is cash and 150 is credit. So the total is 2 lakh. Now GP is 25% on cost. In yesterday's class, I told you when RFO is given and GP is given on cost. So cost will be added in 100 to find out the cost of RFO. So what will be the formula? 2 lakh into 100 upon 125. Yesterday we discussed such type of question. So 2 lakh into 100 upon 100 plus GP. I told you this formula. So the cost of RFO is 1,60,000. Now find out the average inventory. One variable we have found out. Now the average inventory. Opening inventory was 10% of cost of RFO. And closing inventory was 3 times the opening inventory. So first find out the opening inventory. What is the opening inventory? 10% of cost of RFO. What is the cost of RFO? 1,60,000. So 10% of this, 16,000. Okay. So now what is the closing inventory? 3 times the opening inventory. Here more than is not written. So we will be not adding. Only the closing inventory was 3 times of opening inventory. Opening inventory is 16,000. So the closing inventory will be 16,000 into 3, which is equal to 48,000. Now find out the average inventory. That is 16 plus 48 divided by 2, which is equal to 32,000. Now put the values in the formula and the answer is 5 times. Please tell me whose answer is correct. Yes, students, whose answer is correct? Yes. Okay. So now I'm going with the today's ratio, that is the trade receivable turnover ratio. Trade receivable turnover ratio. So I told you that in turnover ratios, there are 4 types of ratios. One we have already done, that was the inventory turnover. And today we'll be doing trade receivable turnover ratios. So trade receivable basically are related with the debtors and the trade BR receivable. Combinedly, they both are known as trade receivable. So the formula for calculating trade receivable turnover ratio is, we know that the trade receivable means which are related to the credit sales only. So here the net credit sales will be taken. Credit revenue from operations. Cash sales will not be considered in this formula. The logic behind is this, that this ratio is about the trade receivables, and trade receivables occurred only when there are credit sales, not the cash sales. So we will be taking, the formula will be net credit sales or credit RFO upon average trade receivables. Net credit sales upon average trade receivable. Now, how you will be calculating net credit sales? Total sales, if are given in the question, then total sales minus cash RFO. Or credit sales, if only sale word is given in the question and nothing is mentioned with that sale. Note this point. Only sales are given in the question and nothing is mentioned whether the sales are credit or cash. Then we will assume that the whole of the sales are credit sales. Okay. Whole of the sales are credit sales. So the formula will be credit sales minus sales return. And if in the question cash sale information is given, then first of all you will be finding out credit sales. How? By deducting the cash revenue from operation or sales from RFO. RFO will be given in the question and there must be a information about the cash RFO. Then you have to just deduct the cash RFO from the total RFO. Then you will be getting the credit RFO. And if only sale figure is given and it is not mentioned with that figure, is it credit or cash, then you will assume the whole of the sales are credit sales. Okay. So second is average trade receivable. Trade receivable means debtors and BR. So similarly, we were finding out the average inventory, opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2. So similarly, we will be finding out the average trade receivables, opening debtors plus opening BR. And combinedly, they will be known as opening trade receivable plus closing debtors plus closing BR. Combinedly, they will be known as closing trade receivable divided by 2. It means whenever we need to find out average inventory or average trade receivable, then the same formula will be followed. In average inventory, opening plus closing divided by 2. Again, in average trade receivables, opening plus closing divided by 2. Okay, and one important point here, which I have also highlighted, that while calculating trade receivable turnover ratio, you should keep in mind that the provision for doubtful debt is not deducted. While calculating current ratio, I told you that you need to deduct the provision for doubtful debts. But here you need not to deduct the provision for doubtful debts. If it is given to in the question, then also you will be not using it at all. Okay, students, you need not to deduct provision for, write in your notes by highlighting this point. Then in current ratio, provision for doubtful debts are deducted because there we are talking about the current assets, actually those assets which we can convert in cash. But here we are just talking about the turnover ratio. So we are just finding out whether the turnover ratio is high or low. We just want to know that till how much our money will be stuck in the debtors. So here there is no need of deducting the provision for doubtful debts from the trade receivables. Okay, so this is the important point or key point. So before starting with the question, you have to consider this. Now, why this ratio is calculated? As I told you that this ratio indicates the number of times trade receivables are turned over in a year in relation to credit sales. It means how many times trade receivables are turned. And higher the turnover ratio means the better ratio. Why? Because high ratio is better. It shows the debt are collected more promptly, more fastly. If the amount is stuck in debtors or in BR for a longer period, that it may result in bad debts. So every firm wants to maintain a higher ratio. Or you can learn like this, all the activity ratios are better if they are higher, because it means the properly the funds are utilized in these assets, and there is no idle funds problem is there, and debtors stock is readily converted into sales, so no funds are stuck in stock or inventory, and the debtors are very fastly collected here means they are converted in cash, so there is a very less risk of bad debts. Okay, so now I'm going for the question. So formula, just learn this formula. Credit revenue from operations upon average trade receivables. Average trade receivables means opening debtor plus opening BR plus closing debtor plus closing BR divided by 2. And one more thing, if in the question no opening or closing debtors are given, only one debtor are given. Okay, so in that case you need not to do the average. You will be considering, if opening are given, then you will be considering closing is 0. If closing are given, then you will be considering opening is 0. But in that case, need not to calculate average. Average can be find out only when both the debtors and both the BR are given. Okay, if only one information is given, either regarding opening or closing, and you are not able to calculate the other one by using any mathematical equation or any other formula, no information is given. So in that case, need not to calculate average. In that case, you will be taking that amount of debtors or BR only. Okay, so this is the easy question. Credit RFO is given 6 lakh, and this debt collection period is not the part of course, so I am not explaining here, and you will be not doing this. So credit RFO is 6 lakh, and debtors and BR at the year end 60 and 40. In this question, you can see that credit sales are given as well as debtors and BR given and are of only end. It means opening debtors and BR, there is no information. So here you can see that we have used this much amount. We have not do the average of this figure. So make sure two things before solving this question. First, if provisions for doubtful debts are given, then they will not be deducted. First point. Second point, if there is no information about the opening, then we need not to do the average of the debtors and BR. We will be just taking by adding these figure and taking it, because here in this question only closing debtors and BR given. So we have not added, and we have not do the average of this. 2 से divide नहीं करना है. Okay, so the answer is 6 times. Now I am giving one question. Try to solve it. It's very easy. I'm reading the question. Till then you can start solving. Net sales, total net sales are given 2 lakh. Net cash sales are given 40,000. So first of all, here we have to find out the credit sales. I told you formula how the credit sales will be calculated. Total sales, net sales minus net cash sales. If returns are also given in this question and the total sales are given, not the net, then we have to also deduct the sales return. Then debtors at 1st April 2019, 35,000. Debtors at 31st March 2020. One is the opening debtor and the other one is the closing debtor. So the 55,000. Find out the trade receivable turnover ratio fast. I'm giving you just 2 minutes. So need not to find out the exact answer. You can just write the fraction. If you are not able to do the calculations fastly, so you can just write me, give me the fraction only. Okay, have you done? So I think many students have given me answer. So let's check the answer. So it is a easy question. Very good. 3.56 times. Some students have given me exact answer. Very good. So you have to write all the steps while doing in exam. Otherwise, marks will be deducted for each step. Next question. Start doing. calculate again trade receivable turnover ratio. Trade receivables are given, opening, closing both, and provision for doubtful is also given, opening, closing for both. Then total revenue from operations is given 2 lakh. Total revenue from operation means cash revenue plus credit revenue. And cash revenue is given also, that is 87,500. Opening trade receivable 20,000, closing trade receivable 25,000, provision opening 2,000, provision closing 2,500. Total revenue from operation. Total revenue from operation means total revenue from operations 2 lakh. Okay, give me the answer. I am waiting for your answer. Cash revenue from operations 87,500. So first of all, we have to find out credit revenue from operations. Credit revenue from operation means total revenue from operations minus cash revenue, which is equal to 2 lakh minus 87,500. Yes, everyone is giving me correct answer. Very good, students. Yes, Abhishek, you can also try. I never get answer from your side. Akash, Abhishek, Akshat. It seems that you people have just joined the class and not attending it. Yes, Abhishek, very good. So, credit revenue from operation is 1,12,500. Then find out the average trade receivables. And I told you earlier that provision for doubtful debts will not be deducted. Okay, so it is of no use. You are not going to use provision for doubtful debts. So opening debtors are 20,000 and closing debtor is 25,000 divided by 2, which is equal to 22,500. So now put the values in the formula. 1,12,500 divided by 22,500. Answer is 5 times. So next question. I'm reading the question. Calculate trade receivable turnover ratio. Now difficulty level is increasing. Earlier 2 questions were very easy. Now you have to make some equations in this question. Closing debtors 40,000. And make sure beta, this chapter is very important because it is also the part of your project work as well as in written exam as well as project work. So do this chapter properly. Otherwise you people will not be able to do in the project work or to get 20 marks of the project work. So net credit sales being 25% of the net cash sales. So by taking X, or you can solve by making a mathematical equation, you can solve this question. Emphasize on this line, net credit sales being 25% of net cash sales. Excess of closing debtors over opening debtors 20,000. Total net sales are given 1,50,000. So I am giving you just 2-3 minutes time. Take your time and start doing this. First of all, find out the opening debtors. Closing debtors are given 40,000 and it is mentioned that excess of closing debtors over opening debtors 20,000. It means closing debtors are in excess than the opening debtors by rupees 20,000. So if closing debtors are 40,000, so it means opening debtors will be what amount? Opening debtors will be 20,000. Yes, Abhishek Agarwal, very good. Closing debtors are 40,000 and the opening debtors will be 20,000. So we are having both the terms. So we will be, yes, we will be able to calculate the average inventory. 40 plus 20, sorry, average debtors. 40 plus 20, 60 divided by 2. So 30,000 is the average debtor. If you are solving this question in exam till here only, till then you will be getting 1 or 1.5 mark at least, because for every step you will be getting mark. For writing just formula, you will be getting half mark. Okay. So trade receivable turnover ratio, 30,000 is the average trade receivable. Now talk about the, yes, very good, Khushi, Adit. Everyone is giving me correct answer. Now talk about the net credit sales being 25% of net cash sales. Total sales are given. First of all, write down the formula for total sales or net sales. Net sales is equal to cash sales plus credit sales minus returns. Returns are not there in the question, so we will assume that the returns are zero. So cash sales plus credit sales is equal to net sales. Now what is given in the above equation? Net credit sales being 25% of net cash sales. So assume cash sales X. Let cash sales is equal to X. Then the credit sale is 25% of X, means X by 4. X into 25 by 100, which is equal to X by 4. So X plus X by 4. X plus X by 4. Or we can solve it without assuming X if you want. So just by taking it 25%. Okay. So the answer is 30,000. Total net sales 150,000 and cash sales 30,000. We will be able to find out the net credit sales. Total net sales 150, net cash sales by making the equation 120, and the answer is 30,000. Here you can see that by taking X, they have solved the question. Net credit sales 25% of X. Total sales X plus X by 4 is equal to 5 by X upon 4. 5 by X upon 4 is equal to total sales. The value of total sale is given 1,50,000. So just you have to find out the value of X. And I think you all know how to make the equations and how to find the value of X, because it is the topic of 7th, 8th class maths. Finding out the value of X by making the equation so easily. Okay, Shubhangi is telling me that credit revenue samajh nahi aaya. Yes, beta, I am explaining again. Listen carefully. So here, read the equation. Read the first line of the question. Net credit sales being 25% of net cash sales. So here no information is given about cash sale or credit sale. Just what one statement is given, but the total sales are given. So first of all, we'll be writing the formula for total sales. Net sales is equal to cash sales plus credit sales. Now assume cash sale is X, net cash sales be X, and credit sale is 25% of X. So 25 upon 100 into X. So credit sale will be X by 4. So the total sale is equal to cash plus credit. Cash was X and credit is X by 4. So the total is equal to 5X upon 4, which is equal to 1,50,000. So find out the value of X here. By solving the equation, the value of X is 1,20,000. So by putting the value in the equation again, we'll be finding out that the net credit sales are 30,000. I think now it is clear. Now put the values in the formula. Yes, Shubhangi, now is it clear? You have to just make an equation and find out the value of X. Okay. So now the next question. Just I'm giving you again 2-3 minutes because no more time is left. So do it fast. I am reading the question. Till then you can start solving it. Total sales for the year. Net. If net sales are already given and returns are also given, then you need not to consider the returns. Why? Because net means returns are already deducted. Okay. So total sales for the year 1,75,000. Net sales. Cash sales 20% of the total net sales. So total net sales are already given 175. So we can find out the cash sales. 175 multiplied by 20 upon 100. So that is 35,000. 75,000 into 2. 17,500 into 2, which is equal to 35,000. Now, sundry debtors are given. Opening balance 8,000, closing balance 12,000. So opening plus closing divided by 2. 12 plus 8 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2, which is equal to 10,000. So now answer. So the total net sales, credit sales, will find out 1,75,000 minus cash sales 35,000, which is equal to 140. Yes, everyone is giving me correct answer. Harshita, Priyanshi, Ayush, Abhishek, Mitali, Varun Bhatia, I think you have deducted sales return. That's why you have got the wrong answer. And yes, Vaibhav Sharma, Toshit, everyone is giving me correct answer. So I told you earlier, when net is given, net means returns are deducted. So if the returns are already deducted, then need not to deduct it again. So while solving any of the ratio, it is very much easy to learn the formula and apply the formula. But always you have to keep in mind 2-3 points for every ratio. If you are not considering those points, then your answer must be wrong. Like in debtor turnover ratio, which points we have to consider? Like if net is given, then need not to deduct the returns. First point. Second, provision for doubtful debts will not be deducted. Third point, which point, one more point I told you, that is the third point. Which point I told you? Anyone can tell me the third point which I told you? 2 points, like if returns are given, net is given, then the returns will not be deducted. Second point, provision for doubtful debts will not be deducted. One more point I told you earlier. That was if only closing debtors or closing BR or closing trade receivables are given, then need not to find out the average. Yes, Varun Bhatia, need not to find out the average because only closing is given. So we are not able to find out the average. So don't consider opening as 0 and find out the average. Average will be find out when both opening as well as credit closing will be given. If only one is given, then you need not to find out the average. You are going to put the same figures. Yes, last question. One last question. From the following information, calculate trade receivable turnover ratio. Cost of RFO, COGS is given 3 lakh. Again, a little bit level is increased. Gross profit on cost, 25%. Cost is given and GP is given on cost. So easily 3 lakh, 25% of 3 lakh. That is the 75,000. So now find out the sale value first. What is the sale formula? RFO is equal to COGS plus gross profit. Or you can put the values in the same cost of RFO formula which we have done earlier. Cost of RFO is equal to net sales minus GP. Now put the values and take the net sales as X, do the side interchange, and you will be able to find out the value of sales. Sales will be 3,75,000. Gross profit is 25% of 3 lakh. It means 75,000. And sale is equal to cost plus profit. So cost is 3 lakh, profit is 75,000. So it will be 3,75,000. Opening debtor and closing debtors are given. So find out the average. 50,000 plus 1 lakh. 1,50,000 divided by 2, which is equal to 75,000. Cash sales, 20% of the total sales. So total sales were 3,75,000 and cash sale is 20% of the total sale. 20% of 3,75,000, which is equal to 75,000. Now we need only credit sales. So formula for credit sales is total sales minus cash sales. Total sales were 3,75,000 minus cash sales, which is equal to 75,000. So the total is 3 lakh. Now put the values in the formula. 3 lakh upon 75,000, which is equal to 4 times. This is the solution. And one important note is also there. So I am reading the note. There is a difference between the statements. Trade receivable at the end were 3 times. So similar, which I told you in a stock question. 3 times or more than 3 times. So if 3 times is there only, then we have to multiply by 3 only. And more than 3 times, then multiply by 3 plus x. Only then you will be able to find out the answer. Okay. So today's class is over and I'll be sending you one assignment regarding